So I got Omicron over the new year. Let's talk about it, shall we? Wazang-a-lang and salutations, my lovely little lunatics. It's me, your friendly internet psychopath Insanity, here with my co-host Bob.
Hello!
And Happy New Year to you all, man. Oh, I know, this is the third, but Omicron, while nowhere near as bad as Delta or the OG variant,
Oh, definitely not.
it did kind of put me on my butt for a couple days. But anyway, before we get into that, we're going to start this new year off right.
By finally getting the gaming channel going?
Yes, by finally getting the gaming channel back up and going. Anywho, before we do, make sure to like and subscribe because we're going to be trying to kick this off really hard this next year and all. But anywho, also make sure to follow us on Locals,
Rumble!
Minds,
And Bastion. Also, we may be getting a getter.
Also, if you feel like it, throw some dollary dues at our heads via PayPal or Bitcoin or Ethereum. Anywho, on to the main thing. So yes, after nearly a year of going basically just living my life normally, not wearing a mask unless in a doctor's office, because honestly, with glasses and just overall the low blood oxygen level, the mask doesn't really do well for me.
Yeah, that and we didn't really ever go out much besides to pick up food from, like, H-E-B and stuff.
Yeah, basically that. Oh, actually, no. I did wear it when I had to go into college for courses because, yeah, I'll wear it then. Because surrounded by people, surrounded by a bunch of high school, because my college is also where it's also attached to a high school. So they're probably, they get sick. And also, I just sat there thinking about, okay, whatever. But basically, so yeah. On the 28th, I wasn't feeling too well. Well, first off, on the 25th, got together with the family. We celebrated my niece's third Christmas. It was basically all about her that day. On the 26th, the rest of us all got together and did stuff and gave out presents there. So then, on the 28th, I started not feeling too well. But at the same time, with the weather changes and all that stuff, and the fact of the matter is, I had been dealing a lot with my cybersecurity bootcamp course. It just drained me immensely. That my stomach problem had been going pretty bad.
Oh, yeah, the blood. So much blood.
Yep. So I honestly thought between the headaches, body aches, and a low-grade fever, I sat there and thought, that's some kind of infection. Because the thing is, I had something similar to this beforehand. And when I went and got tested, they were like, oh, no, it's just like a cold or a viral thing. I honestly thought because this headache was so bad that it was just a sinus infection. I used to get those a lot. I get them rarely, once and again nowadays. Well, my dad, being that he's in his 60s, he decided he had several of the tests, the COVID tests. And he knew I was unvaccinated because he was one of the ones really pushing for me to get vaccinated up until the point that I took him to both the doctors, and both doctors was like, no, your son cannot get vaccinated. We do not think it is a good idea. Your son has a history of heart problems and other medical issues like with the ulcerative colitis, and we're like, and due to his age and overall body type, we don't think it's going to be that bad. So he sat there wondering, and he gave me the test. He drove by, dropped it off, and I did it. And what do you know? Omicron finally got me. And I believe this has to be Omicron, because honestly, once again, I was looking at the stuff, I didn't realize the severe body aches and all that, because I haven't been paying attention to any of that, because it's just, I don't care anymore. It does not bother me that much. Because especially when they said, oh no, the newest variant is like basically a cold. So, what was I going to do? Be afraid of a cold. I was like, okay, so if I get these certain things, then I'll know what it is. So, yes, it turns back out, it's positive.
And then I think the worst part about it all was the nights.
Oh, the nights were awful. Because that's when, I wouldn't have a fever. It would be a low-grade fever, 99 to 99.5. And when I would try to, and the problem was the body aches were the worst.
Yeah, it felt like someone was like hitting us in the joints with a ball-peen hammer.
Yeah, and my neck. Oh, the neck was the worst part.
Yeah, we are gonna have to get another CAT scan or something. Not what, MRI?
Not the MRI, CTI, whatever. The MRIs I have problems with just because my body doesn't stay still long enough. But they have another one. That's how we found out what was in my neck. We're gonna have to check that again. But at the same time, it was so painful. Everything was so tender in that area. It was, and then of course with the funny thing was with the fever, I would basically just sweat from my thighs and my palms.
So yeah, that was really annoying. You would just wake up. I remember just sweat all over the pillow, and I was
It's just like, yeah, that was so annoying. But eventually, but the whole big thing is, so 28th, I started feeling bad. 29th, Dad gave me the test, and I was pretty much at the point of like, oh, God, it hurts. But at that point in time, no, here's the thing. On the 29th, when I realized this wasn't just like, oh, when I started realizing, oh, I'm really not feeling too well, because he gave me the test in the middle of the day. When I woke up, I immediately booked it down to HEB, had my mask on, had gloves on, grabbed green tea, honey, chicken noodle soup, Dayquil, NyQuil extra strength, Tylenol, because I can't do NSAIDs.
yeah, no ibuprofen or aspirin because apparently that really can mess with the ulcerative colitis.
Yeah, I found that out the hard way.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say funny, but no, it was just awful.
It was awful. But basically, so I grabbed all that and grabbed like 2 packs of Powerade and just was ready for the long haul. And that's when my dad was like, okay, let's bring the test over. So I had all that. And the big thing is, that's all I did. That's it. For the 2 days for the 29th, 30th, and 31st, I basically just stayed in bed all day. I took hot showers, stayed in bed, which, of course, the big thing about the problem with the body aches and staying in bed is your body hurts even more after a while.
Yeah, that's what really sucks about it.
So, yeah, no, basically that was it. I basically lived on green tea with honey, chicken noodle soup, and water. Now, once again, go talk to your doctor about the vaccine stuff and all that stuff. And if, honestly, I'm not convincing anyone at this point, but I'm covering my behind for good old Susan. But no, yeah, to this day, I still have some body aches. I do believe it actually did affect my taste a little bit because I love the taste of ranch beans. And they taste weird now.
Yeah, we checked the can. It wasn't that.
Which, oh no, I can't eat ranch beans anymore. It's not that big of a loss for me. But everything else I've had is fine. I've had enough green tea that I am sick of green tea and never want to take it again, but I still have to because, as you can hear from my voice, and also like my ear, and now it's almost more of a coldish kind of thing coming off of it. I've taken decongestants, gotten stuff, that's the one thing. I honestly don't even know if it is COVID because there have been those things that it couldn't be the wrong thing. It could say whatever, I don't know. I took the precaution, basically lived in my apartment the past couple days, which is no big change for me. And yeah, it's like, if this is what it is now, all these people calling for lockdowns, all these places demanding mask mandates and all that, people are like, scientists are already talking about, everyone is going to get this version. It's so infectious, there's nothing anyone can do anymore. Oh. Yeah, my ear's still clogged up.
Yeah, isn't that due to the fever and overall dehydration?
I think so. There we go. Pop that open. But yeah, that's just one of those things. It sucked. But I'm going to be completely honest. The virus I had like a month prior was worse.
Oh yeah, no, that legitimately had us laid out, like shivering uncontrollably.
Yeah, no, that was awful. It took me, that was one of those times when, like this thing, I was sitting there thinking, you know what, I just don't feel that good. It's probably a cold or something. Or something or else. And I decided I was going to take care of myself and just stay home and do stuff like that. The other one, I was shivering uncontrollably, and I legitimately it took me an hour to drive over. I made an appointment with the local like clinic, and it took me an hour to drive what should be 20 minutes, just because that's how awful I felt. I thought that was COVID. Turns out, no, it was just some viral stuff. But the simple fact that I've been inside for so long and not gone outside, which now I do, because once again, that kind of thing is like, how many people got in trouble for vitamin D and all that stuff and going outside and not living in the same recycled air could help? Which is why, like, Florida's actually doing okay in comparison to places like New York. Because open air, stuff like that. But once again, talk to your doctor. I am not the CDC, but at the same time, we all understand people are tired of this. People are done. There's a reason why California, Washington, I think, and New York are just losing people like crazy because people can't deal with this anymore. We've all seen that video of the mom and the kid in a freaking Applebee's in New York being taken out, told to leave because you don't have your papers.
It really is disgusting.
It really is. And this is what's going, even if every single Republican on the list for 2022 is garbage, they're still going to get in. Unless they say something really, really stupid. But because, I mean, just look at what they're doing. I got Omicron, as far as the test tells, because there's no way in hell if that was Delta, then I don't know, maybe I'm one of the, I don't know, once again, all asymptomatic stuff and all that, I don't know. But it's one of those things where people need to realize it's not going away. It's endemic now. We need to live with it. And as Joe Biden even said, this is something the federal government can't deal with. States are going to have to do it. And if it's this bad, oh no, it's a new cold kind of thing. It's the next endemic flu kind of thing, but at the same time, the flu is still worse for children. So I don't understand all this hullabaloo. I understand, once again, I may be special. Probably not, seeing as everyone out there is like, very few people have even been hospitalized by this. But they're still trying to make you utterly afraid of everything. Still trying to make you jump into fear COVID, Shadow. Or what is it, the Flovid? The Fluvid?
What's that?
They're trying now to convert, flu and COVID together. Ah!
Yeah, I don't care anymore. I'm going to continue living my life normally. And hopefully be better around this time.
Yeah, because we've got the doctor to check up on our gut come a little bit here in January. And see how it goes from then. Anyways, I hope you all have a great new year. I will see you all later. Anyway. And hopefully we'll get all this going. We'll get the videos up correctly. Maybe I can get some new stuff going. But anyway, that'll be the end of this little video. If you like this video, then check the like button and subscribe for more.
Insane alert.
And I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.